the public areas. So the coffee cup has to be thrown away. And if it has liquid in it and you throw it into the recycling, then it'll start contaminating recycling. But if you have a good compost, then you can use it as a fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
So if you throw coffee,
so that's the end result.
That's the end result, is that it's a fertilizer.
Okay. How long does that process take?
It usually takes about 2 weeks. Let's see the back. It has a little label.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's all done on campus?
No.
Oh,
I wish.
yeah.
No. And we've looked at that and we keep looking at it, but it's an expensive operation. Some people it smells. It really doesn't that much, but you know, it's a different type of odor. And then you have to have space for it. And it has to be constantly rotated. There's different ways you can have it in a vessel. But to do the size that we do, it has to be open, pretty much. Because it takes up a fair amount of space. And you have these big machines that keep turning.
After obtaining thorough knowledge on composting and the program surrounding it, John started to talk about general issues surrounding sustainability, including landfills and the lack of repairing of electronics.
Also, the landfills in California are filling up, and they're not issuing permits to open new ones.
What happens then?
Then you have to recycle or you have to compost. You have no place to take your trash.
So you have to have a permit to...
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have to have a...
Do you think it'll get to that point in the future where it'll be like a law to recycle?
I do. But for me, of course, the thing is that's the last resort. We should think about how we're designing things. So they're easily recyclable when they need to be recycled, but they're reusable. We've forgotten how to repair things here. This is the thing about e-waste. People think my computer's 3 years old, I have to get rid of it. No one thinks about repairing it. A toaster. It's cheaper to buy a new toaster than to get one repaired. When you can buy a toaster for $10 or $5, there's no one someone can repair it for that. So there's something weird about that model.
John has many great suggestions to make UC Riverside and all of California more sustainable. He suggests that we not just recycle, but try to reuse and reduce our products. This will require repair centers for electronic goods, like toasters, computers, MP3 players, to make it cheaper and more desirable to repair rather than to discard electronic goods. It will require re-innovating computers to be able to be used for more than just 3 or 4 years, but rather be able to be repaired and reused for 10 or 20 years. It will need more sustainable classes and programs to educate people on easy ways to become more sustainable. Lastly, it will require policy mandating the safe recycling of e-waste in California as well as in the rest of the United States. Overall, we have an addiction to new electronics and consumerism. This dictates that we must buy a new cell phone or computer every few years. This ideology is damaging to the planet, our social skills, and the health of those subjected to the illegal recycling dumps. To help do your part, be sure where your recycling goes to the best of your ability. Try to reduce and reuse before you recycle, and help support sustainable actions on your campus and in California.